What's up going on, guys? We're here. We're live. Welcome to another Poker Live podcast. My name's Joey. Good morning, aka Chicago Joey. So joining me today, guys, is a couple men who a lot of my regular audience here watching my podcast. If you don't follow any other sites out there on the internet, you might not ever heard of BarstoolSports.com. But these two guys out there, they put out a lot of content over at Barstool Sports. They've been playing poker for quite a long time, varying degrees of success over the years. And they competed in a heads-up match, a $10,000, basically a $10,000 heads-up match for a World Series of Poker main event seat. They did it on Twitch. It was a back-and-forth battle, but Nate here ended up taking it down. They're going to be coming out to Las Vegas here for the World Series of Poker tomorrow. They're staying at a pretty sick penthouse over at Palm's Place, and Nate's going to be playing the main event. Smitty might find his way to the main event, not really sure, but we're going to talk to the guys. We're going to kind of hear more about their poker stories because I think it's pretty fun. And yeah, man, so joining us here, we got Nate, we got Smitty over from Barstool Sports. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the podcast, man.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah, guys, so if you're from Barstool Sports and you don't know much about me, my name is Joey Ingram. I've been doing this podcast for about 3.5 years, and debatably, one of the better poker podcasts. I've played poker 11 years myself. And yeah, we said we should probably do a little short intro because there might be some new viewers here. But yeah, guys, so at FantasyLabs, Jonathan Bales, a buddy of mine, been on the podcast. You guys kind of set this up with you guys, and then you two competed in this match. That's basically what's happened, right?
Yeah, Bales has been I've known Bales since like 2011 through a different background. We used to work at this blog together and kind of grew together. He started FantasyLabs and all the fantasy books and stuff, and I went like the Barstool way. And he approached us about basically with a sponsorship against me and against Nate, to where the winner, like you said, gets a $10,000 seat, the main event, and through our show Barstool Game Time. And yeah, it didn't work so hot for one of us, but the other one, you know, he looks happy. Look how throaty he looks. He's excited. Yeah.
So yeah, basically last Tuesday I whooped Smitty's ass in heads-up poker, and now we're getting on a plane tomorrow to Vegas where we're gonna do some fun shit out there. Like we're gonna make some videos. We're gonna hang out, go out, and then I'm gonna play the main event on Monday.
What sucks about the structure we did enter into this tournament is there's no way we could broadcast it with like rabbit cams. Production-wise, it wasn't possible, so we couldn't do it live. We had to do it online, and the time constraints with us meant that we had to do it through 5 sit-and-goes. That's it, 5 sit-and-goes, because like it had to be like pretty much in and out in an hour. And you know, I don't want to say it came down to luck. It was pretty much a lot of fucking luck involved there.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else heard the robot out there, but I definitely heard the robot, but luckily the robot went away. But yeah, I mean, obviously so these guys played a best of 5 heads up sit and goes, and everybody out there knows heads up sit and goes, they're kind of a fucking crapshoot, and obviously you do got to get lucky to win in that spot. So Nate, you had this dream, I guess. You've been playing poker for a long time. You played a couple World Series poker events, but you've never actually played the $10,000 main event. And it sounds like you've always wanted to play this, and now it's just like a long time coming for you, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people about our age, like Moneymaker on TV in 03, and then like you get hooked on it, and then a lot of people get unhooked on it, you know, when they like start talking to girls or like whatever like that. But I, on the other hand, just like kept staying interested in poker. You know, I played during college, and then after college, I didn't really I did a job for like a year and I hated it in advertising. So I quit my job and I moved to England, where I kept playing online poker. I wasn't great. I was good enough to like pay rent, pay the bills, but you know, I wasn't like making a ton of money, but it's what I wanted to do. And I didn't want to get back into the cubes. Like just doing the cube life, doing the office job is literally the worst thing in like ever. So I did the poker thing in England. I came back home. I started blogging, and then I got hired by Barstool, where I've been working for almost 4 years now. So I haven't been able to play as much poker. I've played a little bit live, had, you know, a little bit of success, but playing the main event is like, that's what you want to do as a poker player. That's like what you aim for. That's what you like save up your money for. That's what you try to accomplish, to play it, you know, win it, whatever. But it's a big deal to play for sure.
So Smitty, it sounds like you have a poker history, but not quite as smooth maybe as something like that. So why don't you talk about a little bit about your own poker history, and I got some questions for this one. So go ahead.
It's a tall tale indeed. I'll try to give the short version. Basically, in college, around 2004, poker boom happened. 2003, 2004. I played college football. I broke my leg, got put in like the handicap dorm, just cast away from society. And you know, I did two things during that time. I played Madden, and I taught myself how to play online poker, Poker Stars. So I played throughout college, you know, various degrees of success, never really had a big score. And then afterwards, I got into stand-up comedy and, you know, decided to take a shot at that after a couple of years. And that wasn't going so hot. But I always, you know, I played poker casual, always played in the Sunday tournaments, always, you know, try to do what I can. And then one time I basically lucked out and chopped for second in the or made a deal for second in the Sunday 500 back in November of 2008. And I cashed 71 grand that time, which, you know, I had $2 grand to my name. So you know, that was some big tits right there to me. And was kind of reckless with that money a little bit. Took my buddies out to Vegas, you know, paid off some loans, but I was still like chasing the stand-up dream. And eventually, you know, I was kind of getting drained by the New York life. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to take $5,000 of this poker money that I got, and I'm going to try to play like an actual professional for 2 weeks. If I win something, see where it goes, okay, great. Maybe I'll have some wheels. If I lose it, no worries, still end up ahead. And within like 48 hours, I turned that $5,000 into like 125. So it was my 24-year-old self. It's just like, all right, that's it. I know what I'm doing in my life. I gave up on stand-up, went after, you know, the dream of playing online poker for 16 hours a day, pantsless, having no life, when I was not mentally equipped to do that, especially since how I won that money was the biggest heaters possible, plural heaters. I was winning everything. That was every cash thing I was doing. I think I took down like 2 rebuys for like 20 grand each during that like week. It was incredible. And I thought it was very, very easy. And over the next 2 years, it was just steady decline to futility. And I had bankroll management problems. I had competitive problems. I had relationship problems. It was a dark scene. And this is before Black Friday happened. And once Black Friday happened, I was kind of glad that it happened. It was just like, okay, that's it. I can't live that life anymore. And it's not like it's a bad life to people who can have success with it, but I just was not mature enough or didn't have the guidance enough to be able to grind it out like that. And yeah.
So you were able to last, though. It sounds like you were able to last a couple of years. So 2008, 9, 10, and then the first part of 11, you were able to maintain and kind of stick around until Black Friday happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, you can go in debt, you know, pretty far down the rabbit hole. Yeah, I had a little bit of debt, and I would say I probably 6 months, 8 months before Black Friday happened, I was like mentally and even physically like done with it. And you know, once Black Friday happened, that was basically it. And I had some money, ironically, in full tilt poker, but that was the only place I had it in. And once that happened, then you know, I didn't do stand up again. I was doing like a couple side jobs and just to create my
pasta.
Yeah, just to save my sanity. I decided to start up a Philly sports blog to kind of get some creative writing out, a little bit of comedy back, and that ended up leading eventually to Barstool. So honestly, the winning that money was the best and worst thing that's ever happened in my life, because it was like 2 to 3 years of real shit that I don't care to revisit. And that's not a knock on any poker player out there. It's not a knock on the game itself. I love playing poker. I still go out. I'll play live. I'll probably avoid the online scene from now on, but I love the game. And yeah, I just have the road less traveled, thankfully, for for a lot of people out there when it comes to the experience.
So when you say like best and worst, so best in terms of just having that success and then going through that upswing, and then obviously worse when you deal with the mental and the emotional up and downs that then even that winning then gives you. When you win that money, when you lose the money, just because you win doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. It just puts more of this like idea in your mind that you can
Exactly. And you never remember the wins. You always remember like the worst losses. And
right.
It was a struggle there. But when I said best and worst meaning like I had to struggle real bad for a couple of years, but best, I wouldn't be where I'm at now with like Barstool or anything if it wasn't for that time in my life. So that's good. But then again, I can enter the main event here, hopefully, good Lord willing, and come away with $8 million and just be right back to that life. I can't wait.
So Smitty, are we able to get you in the main event somehow out here? I mean, obviously people out there, sometimes they don't play their own money. Sometimes they sell action. Sometimes I feel like there's some way to be able to do this.
I don't think he should be allowed to play. He lost the heads up. He should not be allowed to play.
This was the stipulation between us, and to make it like truly competitive, the winner obviously plays. The loser has to rail the winner the entire time and give updates. And I don't know about you, Joey, but just standing there watching live poker when I can't see the cards for 11 hours a day, that's not a good scene.
Can I send some people to hang out with you while you rail too? Because
I would love it.
That sounds like literally one of the most boring possible things I've heard of.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what makes a good bet. Is for $10,000 or shit.
Or dying.
Or I'm getting shit on. And it's the way it is. I signed up for it. But if I were to play roulette a little bit the night before and things were to happen, like who's going to stop me? You're not going to stop me, Nate. I'll renege on the bet. That would be the only way I'd renege on is if I get an actual seat.
Okay.
That's fair.
But I'm not gonna sell any action or anything. Like I have to go on another heater to get that money.
Well, there are some satellites. There are satellites here. I believe, I don't exactly know if they start. I think it's like there's a couple $100 satellites you can enter, and then there's these mega ones. There's these $1,000, 10 people sit and go sort of thing. So there are options for you or for other people out there if they still want to get in the main event. And I mean, this is how a lot of people try to do it. They parlay their way up, and then they can actually win a seat that way. So it's not entirely impossible, but the day out here, that Saturday and Sunday, because you guys are coming tomorrow night, and then Saturday, Sunday, what do you guys have planned? Because I know you guys want to shoot a lot of content, and there's some things kind of planned. You got the penthouse, obviously. Are you guys both going to be playing much poker at all? Or are you going to be kind of doing work as well too and playing poker?
I'm going to try to stay away from cash games because one, I get really drunk when I play cash, and two, I'm really bad at cash. So when you combine being really drunk and already being bad at cash, it's just like I might as well just like light my money on fire. So I'm going to try to stay away from that. But
it's also kind of a different game. Don't you want to like not train your mind a certain way like right before?
No, I'm not that worried about that. Like I'm pretty confident as a tournament player that like I'll be fine in the main, but playing cash, I love doing it, but I just know I'm really, really, really bad at it. So I might play a little cash, might play some like drunk 2-5. We'll see. But besides that, we just want to make like cool videos out in Vegas and hopefully get some big guests for some videos and do some just
basically we're two schlubs who never thought would be in this position to play for $10,000. So we want to talk to the people who we followed growing up, if possible, who like play every year and that kind of lifestyle. Like if we could sit down with Negreanu or Helmuth, like we can get anybody that like basically was involved with our lives. Like I mean, there have been millions of other people who they've affected. So if we can get anything with any of those guys, or pretty much anyone involved in the life in general, like we'd like to do as much as possible.
Yeah, I think like that's sort of, what brought me into poker too was all that, Nate mentioned Moneymaker, and me seeing Moneymaker, me seeing all these guys on television all the time with the shows and the tournaments, everything like that. And even like, I've had a lot of these guys on the podcast now, and it's always this really cool thing. And even though they might not play much poker now, it's still such a big part of my poker upbringing. And it sounds like you guys were playing a ton of poker at the same times I was getting started in poker too. So it's like, yeah, it's really always really cool to see these people in person, like chat with them and stuff like that. I don't know, it's like like a glorious thing, I guess. I don't really know other way to describe it. It's just like this real cool thing to me.
Yeah, and poker's cool like that, where you can play with like the best of the best, even if you're not one of the best. And it's also cool in the way where you can become one of the best just by like working really hard and just like getting there, where like I could, spend the rest of my life trying to play baseball and I'll always suck at baseball. But if I wanted to actually like grind really hard and study, 10 hours a day on how to become like one of the best at poker.
Or just get batshit lucky that one time. Darwin Noonan.
Exactly. Or just get really, really lucky, which is what I want to do for the next week. I just want to hit every set and just, just win every flip and just luck box my way to the final table. I don't even care if I luck my way there. I just really want to get rich.
And it'd be a very surreal feeling just being there, to be honest with you.
Plus with like the whole Barstool thing that we have going on the side, like Twitter's going to be going bananas during that. So like if you follow like Smitty on Twitter and me on Twitter, like hopefully like we just have some really good like just content going on our Twitters, and then I'll be doing updates from the main, and it should just be like a really wild weekend, and then hopefully a long week for me. God willing.
We should be able to get some time on ESPN too. I know Nate's going to be wearing his lucky hat, which is going to stand out.
It's not this hat, but it's a big hat.
It's going to stand out. Think of Pharrell after like he just had to register for like Megan's Law or something. That's what the hat looks like.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of why I want to have you guys on too, is because in some case something does happen, I thought it'd be cool for people out there to just sort of follow along with the story, because I think that's what makes the main event cool, is you got these guys from all over the world, man, that just they play in a bar or they qualified with like their grandma gave them money to fucking play it, and they come from South America. There's just so many stories from people out here. And I heard when I heard about your guys' story in the competition and just your poker background, I was like, well, that sounds like sounds fun to just follow along with if you're at home and you're on Twitter, if you're at YouTube. So I think it'd be cool, man. I'm like excited to kind of see, what you guys come up with for content wise. Do you guys have anything planned with any big names out there that people can watch out for?
It's in the works. I'm working on it. I talked to, some people who know important people this morning that I had no business talking to, but hopefully we get something cool going on. But
yeah, we should be able to.
Oh, go ahead.
No. So I was just going to say, yeah, I mean, just we're in the loop with a lot of people that we should be able to get.
But I just wanted to touch on what you were saying before, is like, I'm already doing kind of that thing where like if I like buy a lottery ticket and the lottery is like $500 million, I start like spending the money in my head. Like I'm planning out the name of my boat already. Like I've kind of already started.
Oh, what's the name of your boat?
What's the name of the boat? Yeah.
And you can't tell the name of the boat, then it becomes
all right.
Everybody knows that. But I'm just planning out like how like where I'm gonna live, where I'm gonna have my beach houses, which isn't probably the smartest thing to do. But I get like that, which is probably unsafe because I'm gonna end up like just on the blackjack tables with Smitty until like 4 a.m. spending the money that we haven't made yet. So that'll be fun.
That will be our existence. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Joe, you get down in the pits in blackjack and craps, yeah?
Man, you know what? I've basically gambled in the pit one time in the past like 5 or 6 years. It happened to me the other night when we were walking home drunk on the strip. Wow. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to play Ultimate Texas Hold'em bonus. I'm going to bust the Link Casino. Yeah, exactly.
That game. That's sucker game. They're all sucker games in the end, other than poker.
No, it is. But no, Joey, we'll have to get you down in blackjack. Like we're going to run up a main event entry for Smitty playing blackjack.
I really want to try. I really want him to play. I want to figure out something we can do, whether we go panhandle for money on Fremont Street, whether we have to sell him off to some rich women. I don't know. I feel like we can do something. Like, I don't know.
Do either or. I'm game.
We can do that, right? That's legal.
Yeah, it's Vegas. It's legal.
If it's not legal, we can find out.
Legal. Maybe that could be some content you guys shoot us. You trying to figure out a way to get Smitty in the fucking main event here, man.
I think he can panhandle.
I'm not kidding. I think he can panhandle. We record.
I can dig some holes in the desert and prepare some people. They need be. Do whatever it takes.
He's just kidding. Allegedly, guy. Allegedly. Hey, no, don't come searching for him if nothing happens out here this weekend, guys. And then you guys also so there's gonna be like a nightclub night too or something like that Saturday night. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, Nate is a big Nate at night guy, nightclub guy. He likes to get down and dirty, so we'll get some footage with him doing the damn thing.
Is that true, Nate? You a big dancer?
Yeah.
I've been in recent weeks caught out at the club doing some clubby things, so we'll see how it goes out there.
He's got
possibility.
a dance that was a viral sensation a couple months ago. It's called the Nay Nate.
The Nate.
Yeah, that
Nate,
was making its round.
why don't you give us a little bit of your dance? Go ahead. Let me see that one for you.
Wait, hit the beat real quick. I need like a beat.
So, someone hit the beat.
And just go. So you just, like the hand was out like that. Yeah.
Nay Nate. Nay Nate. Nay Nate. Yeah, so that's
pretty much what happens when I go to the club. And then I go home and I eat a lot of cheeseburgers by myself and then go to bed.
Nate, I'm gonna make you a guarantee, my friend. If you come out, if we're at the club together, me, you, if Jonah's there, Smitty's there, Bale's there, some other people probably gonna be there, and you do that move, I guarantee, and I'll guarantee you're not going home alone, eat cheeseburger by yourself in bed. There will be somebody with you. That's what I'm saying. I will make that guarantee, and I have absolutely no problem making that guarantee for you.
Thanks, man. That move will happen if we're out at the club. So I guarantee that. So now the ball's in your court.
Well,
yeah, man, woman, ferret, something's going home.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Guys in the chat, if you guys just tune in, you don't know the guys. Yeah, man, they write for Barstool Sports out there. So Barstool Sports is like a guy's lifestyle sort of site. If you're a man, check it out. If you're a woman, I don't know. Well, do women check the site out too? Are women into the content put out there?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. Women check out the content to know what their guys are thinking, and they also like it. So
we have a good audience of women that read our site. It's probably like 70-30 men, women, but like they dig it. The ones who get it are cool. Like the ones who don't get it, we don't care about anyway. But like we have a good base of chick readers who like really dig what we do.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, it sounds like the demographic you guys have is much different than like my demographic. Mine is literally pretty much 97% male. So I sort of expect most things that are guy related to have mainly guys, but it's pretty cool that you guys are able to create content and then women actually are interested in that, want to check it out and find it appealing too.
I think you have Chicago Joey podcast groupies. I bet you do.
You cannot have that flow as a man and not have the female followers with you, and you know that too. We made you take that hat off for a reason. He's like, this whole thing, he threw it in there as quick as he could. Exactly.
Now listen, I don't know who's watching this right now. Shout out to the stalkers that are out there right now watching this. There might be a couple. I don't know. There might be a couple, but yeah, I don't know. I can't say more.
There's a lot of good cabbage growing in that patch. Just let it go. Just let it fly in the breeze.
Do you guys have groupies too? Barstool Sports groupies?
It's back in the day. Some people like to refer to it as Barstool Perks, whether that was groupies or whatever you want. Some people may or may not have taken advantage of it, but I mean, as the site's getting more and more popular,
we all take advantage of it. Get out of here. We all take advantage of it.
As the site's getting more and more popular, especially like our Instagram has like 2.2 million followers now. People, it's weird because they start off so cult-like with the following, and everyone knew like a lot of things about us, and now it's transitioning into people know Barstool, but they don't know like the intricacies of it. They just know it because of the Instagram, which is fine.
You're selling himself short. Smitty has a lot of groupies. He's selling himself short. He's being humble. He's being very humble right now.
It's whatever. We're a lot different than we were. Like you can agree, we're a lot different than we were 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, but you definitely have groupies. That was the question.
But I think his answer is kind of interesting too. Is that it sounds like the site. I know the site was recently purchased by a bigger company. So it sounds like it's transitioning more from that like hardcore cult following, and now it's going a lot more mainstream. And with that sort of comes new fans, people that might be a little bit more fucking harsh because they don't feel a connection with you, or they don't necessarily know as much about you as some of the other hardcore fans that have been in the past. And I think you kind of see that in some people in poker. You get these hardcore fans that have been following for years, but then you have the new people who are like, you're a fucking idiot. You're this, you're that. They say these things to you. And I mean, I'm sure it seems like you guys have a ton of readers. So I can imagine the comments you get are often good, but at the same time, often a little bit fucking weird too.
So last year we were bought and we all relocated to Manhattan. Like Smitty was in Philly. I was in DC. We had a Chicago guy. We had a bunch of people up in Boston where it was founded and headquartered. And then we all relocated to an office in Manhattan. And so since then, they had a week-long Comedy Central show during the Super Bowl. We have an XM radio show now, like a whole bunch of new stuff coming where we're getting new readers and followers from all different places. So some people might only know us from the Instagram. Some people might only know us from the radio show. And yeah, you have people who like tell you to fuck off and that hate your guts every day, but they're the people who come back to the site literally every day and they read everything that you do. So we'll take them, you know, we'll take them all day, every day.
Yeah, it seems like you guys, I've been doing this Instagram thing. I just joined it a couple months back. It's probably my number one thing I'm interested in, even more than PLO, Potluck Omaha, the great game, or poker right now, which is good or bad or kind of sad, depending on how you look at it. But you guys write about these Instagram models a lot. And I got to just talk about this with someone who actually thinks about Instagram models and talks about them. It still blows my fucking mind, guys, that there are these women that just post these like half, like naked pic. That's all they do. They just post these photos and they have these massive followings and that's like their job. That's what they do. It blows my fucking mind that this is really a thing that these people out there are doing now.
Which part? It's amazing. That's the American dream. Like if I had an ass like half of those Instagram models, I would be doing the same thing. You just hold up like a protein bottle or like the skinny tea and then you con people into buying it and you get like $30,000 per post for being hot. And then rich white people fly you to the Bahamas and you just like stick your ass in the air and they take a picture and then you get another vacation like somewhere else the next week.
Kentucky
it's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, it does sound pretty damn glorious.
Yeah, you would do it you probably could do it with that head of hair. You could be like a big male Instagram model probably. That flow is outrageous.
I don't know, I'm too old, guys. I'm 32 now, man. I'm not young and spry like back in the day. I just posted the throwback picture of me when I was 19. I had blonde tips. I was wearing collar things around my neck, man. I was not looking no model anything on there, man. It was
that's the early 2000s factor. You can't discount that from you. Everyone looked great back then with those.
You have to bring back shark tooth. Do you want to bring back shark tooth necklaces this summer?
I still have one, but I haven't worn it maybe like 12 years.
Let's wear it to the club on Friday.
Yeah. Do that, and then we can bring back yellow card.
Yellow card never went away. So
yeah. So now I know you guys are 100% my age right now because I obviously know yellow card. You used to listen to them all the time. So do we have I know we have one guy in chat right now, Dax Green. What's up, puppy? I know you listen to a lot of Barstool. I know you read a lot of them because some of the comments he's been saying. Is anybody else out there in the chat that are currently tuning in live right now familiar with Barstool Sports, and you guys might have some specific Barstool questions that you may have had that you got for the guys and want to know a little bit more. So let me give a couple shout outs here, man. I see Gus P out there. What's up, Gus? I see Ricky Martinez is always tuning in here. I see some weird motherfuckers I had to time out today, and that's okay. You know, guys try again a little bit later. Augustin Fernandez says, Nate looks like Luke Shorts.
A little bit. I could see that. I think I have a bigger head. I have a really big head, so anytime I'm compared to someone, I always immediately look for the size of their head. But I could see that I look a little bit like him, yeah.
I thought it was your jaw, not your head. I have the big head.
Yeah, my jaw's ginormous.
Yeah.
It never ends. It's just like a never-ending jaw.
Yeah. We definitely have features for bloggers. I'll say that.
Yeah, I was born to be a blogger for sure.
James says, why do they call Nate Spider Monkey?
Smitty, you want to go with that one?
Nate has the tendency. See, Nate's not little, but like he's I'd say 5'7", 5'8" on a good
5'8", maybe 5'9".
And Nate is like a pretty quiet, reserved guy, but eventually, sometimes, you know, he just
something will set me off,
and he'll
like a spider monkey.
Yeah, and he'll come down from the trees and just like start like ripping your face off. Usually it's on Twitter. He gets his Twitter dick erected and just starts going ruthlessly at whoever he pleases. And sometimes it's out of nowhere, like it was with me last summer, just completely out of nowhere. He came at me. And we had a little thing. Or sometimes it's justified, like against our boss, who like wants to noogie him every day. So, which is a completely other story. But
you want to be on Team Spider Monkey because you don't want to be the next victim of the Spider Monkey. But the Spider Monkey picks his spots, like it's few and far between.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're good spots.
Sometimes not. Sometimes not. Maybe you shouldn't yell at your boss about every single problem of his life and like just put it all out there and like, you know, but whatever. Sometimes you got to do it. You just have to, and you just get to say, hey, that was the Spider Monkey. That wasn't me. That was Spider Monkey.
Spider Monkey's going to Spider Monkey. Yeah, I wish I had.
It's like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, I wish I had that alter ego to be able to, blame all my misfortunes on.
So the Spider
the best thing that ever happened.
The alter ego then.
Oh yeah,
it's
big time.
It's something. It's definitely an alter. I wouldn't even qualify as an ego. It qualifies as just like a different creature.
I say it kind of reminds me of my wizard assistant Jonah, because when he gets a couple.
Can I see this guy? When you say wizard assistant, I really do think like.
I'm gonna show you his guy alter ego too. We call him the hungry man, because at some point in time of the night he starts getting hungry. He's trying to eat, man. The hungry man.
Right.
Good. What's up, boys?
Got the wizard. How we doing?
I we see him this weekend for sure out here, man. And
he's a good-looking 22-year-old chap. When you were saying the wizard, I was thinking like BJ Novak's friend from New York in The Office, like just some hobbit out there. It's like, the wizard, like, give this guy some screen time. Let him go.
I know. You got a question for him, wizard? You want something you want to hear? You kind of heard the stories a little bit. You kind of heard a little bit about life with what they do.
I'm just excited to be hearing what you guys have to say, and I'm excited that you're coming out here to
electric.
I think you guys could be very good recruits for the OOL squad, Poppy. That's my read. I don't know. Do you think it's a good read?
The out-of-line squad. I don't know, man. I feel like Smitty, man. I think Smitty's a fucking insane person. I think Nate. We get a couple drinks in Nate. He's gonna start. Bust out the move, and then I don't know, man. It seems like you guys probably have a good time in New York City over there too.
You're spot on that Smitty is an insane person. I'm a little bit nervous for what's gonna happen out there, because like. You'll be like having a casual convo at a bar, and you'll look over and his face will be beet red, he's dripping in sweat, and he's like pounding like 4 Miller Lights at the same time. You're like, well, there he goes. But I'm the same way. I'll start taking like 4 shots, and I'm just like busting out the dumbest dance moves of all time, and then I can't be contained either. So hopefully we get a little bit of work done while we're out there. Otherwise,
usually I get worked up when it's competitive based. So like if someone challenged me to a chug off, like. I might go down swinging, but I'm chugging that. Someone challenged me to win $10,000 at the casino. We will be in debt, but damn it, it's not a good look being Michael J. Fox sometimes.
Wait, and there's going to be an actual professional camera crew with you guys on Saturday out here, correct?
Yeah, all day.
Yeah. Saturday.
So
we'll see what happens. We got a couple of good things planned that we know we're going to do, but there's going to be some that's going to be a little bit off kilter. But it'll be a good time.
That's cool, man. You got to answer the question you want to ask.
I was just gonna say, after that little conversation over there, I hope they make the final. I hope he makes the final table. It's gonna be a sick rail.
I do hope he makes the final table as well too. That'd be pretty epic. I mean,
a question I think would be: Are you prepping for the main event at all, or just gonna wing it?
I play a little in New Jersey, like online a little bit, but not too much. I'm pretty confident that I'm decent enough to at least cash. Like, I don't think I'm going to play poorly. I haven't really done any like extended strategy studying or anything like that. I just like kind of just going with it.
And you really can't. Like,
I mean, you can a little. You can like.
Tournament's so long. You have to get lucky at so many times. You have to play right at so many times. I mean, you just one bad move and you're done. I mean, when would be the 2 tables left? Saturday, Sunday.
Robot.
Lost you.
Lost me. You got me.
Yeah, it sounds better. There's a robot. I think maybe when it gets attached to your shirt or something like that, it kind of turns into the robot-y.
Like when would I know it goes to like the November 9, but when would like the final 2 tables be? Like,
so they're not doing that this year, right, Joey? Like they got rid of the November 9.
November 9 in the past, they've had it where you come back on November 9 and play like 5 months later for television purposes. But now I believe it's going to be the 17th or the 18th is the final table. So they're going to be right now. It's going to be on ESPN as well, guys. ESPN, I think 2 hours a day, almost every day, and then it'll be on Poker Go outside of that too. So there'll be coverage day.
So we'd be playing straight through the final table,
right?
And when I say when I say we, I mean
you're already spending my money that I've already spent on my boat,
which I can't wait. I can't wait for this little shit. Like we lose, and like I try to shake his hand, you won't shake my hand, and you just like, oh well.
He tried to shake my hand after like game 3 when we were playing like a best of 5. It was
First
really
of all,
weird.
We were playing 5 games, and I tried to shake your hand after the 4th game, going into the 5th. She's like, hey, it's a good match.
Lose your mentality.
It's 2-2. I try to be
I was in the zone, and you were being a loser, and I have no time for losers.
Well, you won game 5, and then he welcomed me. He welcomed me to the Bellagio buffet. That'll be my winnings.
Yeah, if I win anything, I'm gonna give him $40 for the buffet, and he's not allowed on my boat or at my beach house.
Yeah.
You are Joey, and WizKid is as well.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. I can't wait to have you guys.
Yes.
My God. Robert Garrett says, I'm a huge Stooley, huge fan of Poppy. My worlds are colliding. See you at the main event next week, Nate. So yeah, man, it sounds like there's a lot of people out there that are going to be following along and really rooting for you and cheering and hoping that you do well in it.
Yeah. If there's anybody out, yeah, especially on Saturday when we have the film crew, like we were thinking about like going to like if there's any like online players like all bunked up in one house, like we're thinking about doing like a cribs tour that we're looking into. So if any stoolies out there have any ideas for us or wants to join along with anything, reach out to us. You know where to find us.
And we'll probably be drinking from like 10 a.m. on too.
Yeah.
And it'll only be like what's it, like 115 out there? Like so hot?
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot as a motherfucker. It's like 108 right now, 109 or something like that.
Yeah, so we might die. I don't know. It'll be good though. It'll be good. If we die, even better. You know how many followers I'll get if I like in the hospital dying? Probably double it. Like that'll be great. So we'll see.
Well, if you're interested, we can hang you off the balcony. We can hold you off the balcony. Jonah will get some photos of you, and I mean that's good for business right there. He loves doing that.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, retweets pay the bills. So as long as people retweet that, I'm all for it.
All right, you better hope me and Smitty have been drinking a lot because we'll hang you off there. But I don't know. I mean, we ain't gonna try not to drop you, but I don't know. We get some drinks in this, all of a sudden it starts slipping and stuff like that. So
exactly. And the Spider Monkey would just climb back up the walls and just take us both out. And
fucking hope so, man. TJ Hart says, ask Nate about the tourney he won with the free ticket to Aruba, whatever it is. Yeah, so there's this story, guys. If you don't know about this, it's there was something in Aruba. I think it was like a PPC. Yep. And it turned out to be some sort of fucking scam where people went down there, no one got paid out. It's a fucking crazy story. It's on 2+2 and NBG, or if you want to Google it. So Smith, you went and played in that, and you went down there. It's like, what was that about?
Yeah, I played a tournament in Maryland where they put 20% of the prize pool aside for packages to play the PPC main event, which was like a $2,800 down in Aruba. They paid for your airfare and hotel. I got fourth in that tournament for like $14K, and then another $3K or $3,500 package to go to Aruba. It was lovely. The hotel was phenomenal, like right on the beach. The poker room wasn't that bad. The dealers kind of sucked, but whatever. And it was run very, very, very well. But what ended up happening was I didn't cash in the main event. But funny enough, the people that did cash in the main event, they gave them 10 grand each. And they were like, Aruba laws, we can't really give you more than the 10K. We'll wire it to you when you get home. So the guy who won it for like 100 or 1,000, he only ever saw 10K of that, as well as everybody else who final tabled it. And then it turned out that they were just running one big Ponzi scheme where they were just rolling the money over from one tournament to the next, to the next, to the next, not paying any of their staff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now they're like on the run from the law. Like they're like deleted all their social media, and I think they're like actually on the run right now. Yeah. I haven't really seen an update.
And between like
what the fuck
shit stuff like that and like the stuff you had to deal with for Full Tilt Poker when Black Friday happened, like life would be so much easier if poker is online and even just be able to play like home games legally. If it was just like legalized and taxed and like looked over, like that frustrates me more than anything.
Yeah, I think so from like your perspective, Smitty. So it doesn't sound like you played a ton of poker these past few years, but obviously you love poker. You played a lot before.
Yeah.
Is that something that when you see something like this, so when you hear about this and when you see a lot of the shit that happens online poker, does that make you want to play poker at all, really, even when it comes to just playing live? Because I feel like even just hearing stories like that just might turn people off to just the game in general. Even if you love it, you're like, well, fuck, man, I just don't even want to go fuck around with this and play it, even try it out. Yeah,
well, the casinos that are locally, like Philly has a couple of casinos now that are actually very good poker rooms, and Atlantic City is always going to be something. Like I'll go there and play, but they're not the biggest, first class stakes like what Nate's tournament was in Aruba. There would actually be like a a tier to try to get to in whatever career I have left. So it's more of an online thing from my perspective, because I'm not ever going to get on an online site that isn't regulated like it is now in Jersey, which is thankful, but it's not what it once was.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Jersey, I know there are some games out there, but obviously it's nothing like it before. For people out there that may be new to poker and have no idea exactly what it was like, it's basically, as Smitty mentioned, he's in college, he's sitting there, he got an injury, recovers, just playing all day long. And you could do that because there were like infinite number of games at almost every stake, and the path to getting to the high stakes was very clear. Like you could move up and there's a ton of games to play, ton of tournaments to play, a ton of players to play, and just varying levels of competition. Whereas now, like in New Jersey, it's absolutely nothing like that at all.
It's so sick. Like you used to be able to play like the nightly $11 $70K guaranteed on PokerStars. Now it's $11 $500 guaranteed on PokerStars. It's so sad. Like,
and even the logistics behind it. Like, remember, Nate? Like we tried to qualify for a tournament at the Borgata for the
we couldn't get money online. It's just like
it was impossible.
We couldn't get money online. Like using our bank account, using our credit card, just on one of the regulated sites in Jersey, it was just impossible. And we were thinking, like, how would just your everyday guy who just wants to put $200 on, fuck around and play some cash, they would just be like, you know what, don't care, and they'd forget about it forever. They'd just be like, I couldn't put money on the internet. And it was so hard to do. It was like we were like digging up bank statements for like, I don't even know what we were doing to try to get money on this. And it wasn't worth the effort, like, at all to do it. And that was in a regulated state. So it's still just like the future is probably brighter than it was, last year or 2 years ago. There's still like a whole lot of work to get done. And the fact that, it's not legal, I'll blog about it here and there. Like, New York will pass some assembly law, every 2 months saying like, they're taking the steps, and then, nothing ever will happen with it. And it just a whole lot of rinse and repeating of that. I mean, California still can't get it regulated.
They're its own little thing out there. But I guess, from a Barstool Sports perspective, so when you guys think about maybe sharing something that happens in poker, whether it's, there's some scandals that might happen sometimes, or there's some feel-good stories, maybe there's some of the bigger guys in poker kind of do stuff. So when you guys think about maybe creating content about that, is it something where you're like, well, I don't know, or is it something that, because obviously you guys like poker a lot, but I feel like a lot of poker content isn't necessarily shared on that's more mainstream sites.
That's one of the reasons why we haven't done like a company-wide, poker tournament to send someone to the World Series of Poker, because we don't know whether it's technically legal or not. That's why Nate and I play for units online with play money. Like, there's really a lot of logistics and hoops to go through for like big stuff like that. Well, we would love to do it because the interest is there.
I'll blog the big poker things. Like I blog, that guy who had the Purple Heart, he won the bracelet, and that guy, the old dude, he finished second place in the 10K heads up back-to-back years. I blogged that.
Uniform?
I tried to blog like the big poker stories, but like the little niche ones, like there's just not the audience for it that there was, back in the day. It's just like not really there yet. But I shared like my Aruba story, like I blogged all through that and stuff like that, because like people find that interesting. Like it definitely captivates an audience if it's like a big, fun, easy to follow story. But like blogging about, some random guy who won like, some 10K limit hold'em, it doesn't really move the needle.
What about something like, the Dan Bilzerian thing? I think Doug Polk made a popular video that was, I got some mainstream coverage. So what about something like that? Do you feel like that is something that appeals to?
Prop bets always appeal to people, like sick prop bets. Like when someone had to ride a bike for like, from up and down California or from Vegas to LA. I think I might've blogged that. Like big prop bets definitely get people going. But yeah, you just have to really like decide, pick and choose like what, in terms of poker, people really care about. And I like blogging about poker. I want more people to follow the game and be interested in it. But then it's, when they ask you, where do you play? How do you play? It's like, well, unless you live in New Jersey or Nevada, you kind of can't. And then that's a dead end. It's just like kind of I don't know how anybody's going to like pick up the game anymore, because you don't really have a place to play it.
Yeah, even in New York, where we're both well, Nate's in Hoboken, I live in Manhattan, but even like around New York, like if we actually wanted to play live, like it's at least an hour trip somewhere, or you play in home games, which are very, very, very shady from what I've seen and heard.
And even still, if you want to play 1-2, the minimum amount you're gonna put in is $200. If you're like a 21-year-old college student, you don't have $200 to throw around. But you used to be able to play 5 cent, 10 cent online, and you could build up a bankroll. It's like I don't even know how people build up bankrolls anymore. It's just like
or even just learn how to play the game and the strategy
in general. Yeah,
because you got to how many.
I think you guys are basically. Yeah, this is like the biggest barrier to entry right now. This is why you're not seeing many younger Americans that are being good at poker anymore. It's just because even with the unregulated sites like the ECRs, ignitions, those things, like I still don't feel comfortable being.
I don't.
Once they work and play, I'm like, I mean, when you go play on these sites, you put money on there, you expect to fucking lose the money somehow because don't go on there thinking I'm going to build a career on these unregulated sites But that's like the best option for Americans unless you live in a regulated state. And it sucks. It's bad. It really is. And you mentioned, living in New York, it's like you got to play these shady home games with high rake and cheating and collusion potentially, not getting paid out. There's just so many risks involved. A lot of people are just like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna go do something. I'm gonna play esports. I'm gonna play Hearthstone. I'm gonna go, go outside maybe or go. It's just it kind of sucks.
Go outside. Go outside. Yeah, that's overrated. Whoa. What are you talking about? Go outside. Go back to the 90s.
That's true. I'm gonna go watch someone play something on you.
There we go. But yeah, it's a weird time just for poker in general. We just have to hope, like, once California regulates, I think, or New York, I think dominoes might start falling, especially if New York and New Jersey possibly share like a player pool or something like that. But I mean, if California does it, like that's so. I mean, how many people are going to move out to California to play? Like,
yeah, especially. No, go ahead, Smitty.
It's strikingly similar how much fantasy, daily fantasy and poker have in common, as far as even strategy and variance and like there's a lot. It's basically the same thing.
Almost. DFS is way more variance and it's legalized for whatever reason.
You can't.
Yeah, I hear that.
Why not? I don't. My wizard has his notifications on his laptop on, and he says I can't turn them off. How's that not possible?
That's the worst wizard I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Really? What kind of wizard are you? You can't turn on Mac notifications off on the thing.
They are off. The sound's still.
Oh man, you tripping over here, buddy? Come on, why do you say that? But yeah, some people said Dax Green said don't trash Bovada, Joey. It treated you well. Now I agree, it treated me very well, but at the same time, I'm not going to tell everyone else to go put their money on there and do that because it's a big gamble. Just because I was able to make money on there doesn't mean majority of people are going to make money on there. So it's
Plus, like I'd make $5,000 playing poker on Bovada. Let's place a couple bets here. Let's play some poker. Let's go to the casino room. Like
that's sort of the problem with winning sometimes is that like when you win money and when you make money, it's not always a good thing because then you go back to your job and if let's say you make $5,000 a month at your job and you went and played poker, made that in 2 nights. Well, that starts fucking with your whole entire mentality and your mindset, and it's crazy, man. It really is wild what it can do to you.
I final tabled something in like 2012, 2011, and first place was like 50K, and I came into the final table, big chip lead, massive chip lead, and the whole time I was thinking like, oh, I can't wait to quit my job and I was gonna move. That's when everybody was moving to Cabo to play online, like when Cabo was like the place to go. I was like, I'm just going to move to Mexico like everybody else, and it's just my life is going to be. And then I ended up playing as poorly as possible. I played so bad, and I finished like 7th for 7K. And so I just went back to my shitty job in my Harlem apartment in New York. And looking back on it, I was freaking terrible at poker, like so bad. So had I won like that 50K for first, and I was going to move to Cabo probably like the next week. I would probably be dead or something like that right now. So kind of in a way, it's good that at 23 years old, I didn't pack up my life and move to Cabo to play online poker. Instead, I waited 2 years and then moved to England to play online poker and had okay results, but I certainly still was not good enough to do it professionally.
And you wouldn't be dead if you went to Cabo. You'd just be one with the monkeys. You'd be all right.
Just with my homeland?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I think if there's a time to do it, it's when you're 23 years old.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I did it anyway. I was getting paid $35,000 to do a job in Manhattan, and I was living in like this rundown East Harlem apartment, 127th Street or something. And it was literally, I was trying to pay student loans, and I was like, I was losing money per month because of how much rent is and how much New York sucks at, you know, being a good place to live for a terrible amount of money. And so I was just like, I'm young, I hate my job, I hate my life. So I just packed up and I moved to England. That was probably the best decision I ever made, was doing that. And I would recommend to the kids at home to do something like that instead of just wasting your life doing something that you hate, because then one thing eventually leads to another. You find out about Barstool Sports, you start blogging on the side, and you somehow luck your way into getting hired, and then you wind up beating a blockhead for a main event seat. And then you go to Vegas tomorrow, and life always finds a way, at least for me.
That easy out there, boys. That's what it is right there. I think you guys make a pretty good point though about if you're going to take a chance, do it while you're young, whether it's traveling, moving to a different place.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the kids do these times. I'm too old. I'm getting old now. I don't know. Like Jonah, he quit he dropped out of school, and I started working for me. And then he started traveling around with me. So I don't know. Like it's sometimes you just find opportunities, you find things. But
how did you choose him over the other applicants?
What'd you say?
How did you choose him over everybody else who applied?
I never had any other applicants. I never thought about having someone really work for me when I was, but when I started doing more business, I didn't. When I started doing more business, and I was like, well, I probably shouldn't just do everything I'm doing myself. It'd probably be beneficial to have someone else help me, and just sort of was like a.
And you thought, who better than a 22-year-old who?
He's the whiz. What are you gonna do?
He's the whiz.
I don't know, man. You'll meet him, and you're like, okay, it makes sense, man. He does good work. Everything. So hey, I can't. I don't know if some older people might not be able to do as good because they might. Who knows? They might have too many, things in their mind, these preconceived things, and they have a bad mindset. So
is the Wiz playing the main?
You want to play?
Wait, it's that easy? It's that fucking easy?
He's the fucking Wiz. Of course, it's that easy.
We can sell action for him. I think we can sell action for Smitty. I think we can sell action for anyone that.
I'd rather give money to the Wiz than Smitty.
I would too. I would too. Wiz, you want to sell some action?
Yeah, I'm in for the Wiz.
Definitely believe the Wiz would admit.
Don't you have to rail?
Yeah, but he can.
I'll go both you. Yeah, and
he can play.
Yeah.
I think he should have to rail the whole thing from start to finish.
Stop being a fucking asshole. No, he's not, man. Come
on. Look at the Wiz just comes out.
No, man. Come on,
Wiz. Wiz just taking shots. Just unnecessary shots. All right, that's fine.
I'm team Wiz. I'm so team Wiz right now.
Maybe the Wiz and I need to play, do something for the $10,000 buy-in.
Listen, if any of you guys out there in the chat want a piece of Smitty or Big J over here, the Wiz, get in touch with me on Twitter and let me know you want to buy action or Facebook too. And if we sell it, you guys are booked. So we got that 2%. So
I'm selling 5% of myself for $1,500. So if anybody is a big baller out there and wants 5% for $15, get at me. Big ballers only.
What are you, Nate fucking Ball? What do you mean 5%, 1,500?
Because it's just big ballers only. So if you want 5% of me, it's 1,500. So if you're a small baller, then whatever, get out of my site. But big ballers only. All
right, listen, if we get any big ballers out there, get in touch with Nate. He's selling 5%, 1,500. A proper markup for a proper big baller like himself out there.
Thank you.
And where can people follow on? If they want to follow on with what's happening, where do you want them to go to? Twitter, Instagram? Where do you think's the best spot?
Twitter. Yeah, Barstool Nate and Smitty Barstool.
Yeah, we're pretty much the same overall. All social media, like Smitty Barstool, and on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, except Snapchat, Smitty1581. But it's going to be pretty much universal what we do.
And I'm Barstool Nate everywhere. I'm going to try to do some snapping, some Insta, mostly Twitter though, a lot of Twitter.
Yeah.
And then we might hop onto like the main account, like the Barstool Sports Insta. So that's just at Barstool Sports. We'll see what we
might just take over ESPN. Nate in his hat, and I'll just be railing them like those two old guys.
The two old people.
The two old people from Atlantic City who just follow Phil Ivey everywhere. Let's meet them. Let's get a video of them. Actually, that'd be great.
I wonder if they're
still alive.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still alive or not too.
Is Ivy in Vegas?
I haven't seen him. I think so. I think so, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So you got to, if you guys track him down, good luck.
Maybe that'll be our goal. Just expose him.
Where in the world is Carmen Ivy? Yeah.
All right, guys in the chat, you got the information. Follow along. I'll be updating too. I'll be doing a video blog. There's the Upswing Poker Party tomorrow night, so I'll be writing about that. I'll be meeting up with the guys at some point in time. Might actually see them tomorrow night. Might bring them to the Upswing Poker Party too. With Jonathan Bales. Big shout out to Bales and FantasyLabs for
shout out Bales.
Yeah, man. I think Bales is the fucking man. And yeah, guys, that's what we got. That's it. Go follow him on Twitter. Stay tuned. Main event's coming next week. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. Nate, Smitty, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for coming on the podcast, man.
Thanks for having us. And I'll see you
very much, Joey.
Probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right tomorrow, boys.
See ya.
See you guys later.